Here's the thing about difficult decisions. They're difficult. They're tough. That's why they're called difficult decisions. You know when they're even more difficult? When you're in a difficult time, right? So you've got difficult situations, and then you've got difficult times and difficult challenges, periods of life. So some of you may be going through a pit, like an emotional pit, a relational pit, like a bad marriage, bad relationship. I'm on the bumpiest road in the city of Houston. Maybe you're going through a business pit, a real estate pit, a cash flow pit. And what happens whenever you're going through a pit, not just a pit, but like a long period of a pit where you are suffering from mental fatigue. Let's say you are an entrepreneur. There's a thing called decision fatigue. You're always like making these decisions, and they're not easy decisions a lot of times. Like you're putting out fires. You're making critical decisions over and over and over. Parents experience this too, like mothers, just like all this little stuff we have to do. And your brain gets fatigued. So Google, decision fatigue sometime. And there's financial fatigue. And as well for entrepreneurs, like always trying to figure out how to pay the bills, make payroll, get deals done, all that kind of stuff. And it wears on you, you get tired. And so what happens is whenever you are mentally fatigued, you're experiencing, mental fatigue, decision fatigue, depression, just all the shit from the pit. Shit from the pit. That's what you're going through, right? And what happens whenever you have a decision to make, and let's assume this is a big decision, you got a choice to make, statistically, and the likelihood is that you are going to make a poor choice when you're in that poor mental state. Your decision thought process does not get better. It decreases, obviously. You may have expected that. So how do you make good decisions whenever you're in a situation that probably you got there from making poor decisions in the past? But you still have to make a decision. I'll give you an example. I made a poor decision one time, at least originally I did, on an investment deal, which I've done that like 100 times before. But I made this decision. We have knowledge, we have data, we have some metrics that we look at to do deals. If they meet those criteria, we do the deal. Well, I've gone through periods of my business where I just take a flyer. I'm like, I got a gut feeling. Like, I'm just going to do this deal because I got, this instinct or whatever. I don't have the comps or data to justify it, but I'm going to take a shot. And guess what? A lot of times I've nailed it. Like, I'm like, oh shit, that worked out. And so that, builds up kind of that internal confidence thing that's, at times, it's uneducated optimism at times, right? And, but there was this one time where I did a deal. It was one of the biggest rehabs we had done to that point. This house was freaking ginormous. And we didn't have any comps in this neighborhood. We didn't have any comps because no homes had sold like in years, like literally in years. And it was a small, not even gonna call it a subdivision. It was basically a street. And there was maybe 30 houses on the street, maybe 40, maybe 50. I don't know. It was a long ass street. But there were no other, like the surrounding neighborhoods, nothing was like it. There were these custom homes and all this kind of stuff. So I didn't know what the houses were. And we went ahead and bought the deal, took a shot, put on the market, crickets chirping. Crickets chirping. Nobody is looking at this house. Nobody wants to buy this house. Except a couple like lowball offers, and I was like, holy bleep. I screwed the pooch on this one. We're not getting, we're gonna lose some money here. And so I was talking to my agent, a couple of offers. She's like, what do you want to do? You just want to, drop the price. You want to take one of these low, like super low ball offers. What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't want to do that, but I didn't know what to do. So here's what I did. I took some time. I said, you know what? This is a big decision. There's repercussions, and you think about it. Okay? So give me a little bit of time, and let me think about it. And when I was thinking about it, we received like owner finance offer. And for my real estate people, I had never I had only done one, maybe two owner finance deals, but they were like little hoodies but goodies, like, $80,000 to $100,000 homes, pretty easy to do. This was at that point in time, and I'm going back like 15 years now, close to a $400,000 home. I was like, how are we going to owner finance that? But an offer came in. Long story short, I don't spend too much time on the story. But the lady put down like $80,000 cash, offered full price, and we figured it out. And we made it through that situation. Now, it's not always sunshine and roses with your difficult situations. I'm going through an investment deal right now that's much higher numbers, 7-figure numbers, and the problems I get to fix are like hundreds of thousands of dollars that I have to figure out a solution for pretty quickly. And that's actually kind of what spurred my journaling this morning, which has led to this video post. That's what I do. I read, I pray, I journal whatever comes to my heart, my mind, and then I'll post that, and I'll usually shoot a video about it. Why am I doing this? Like, help me get clear, because I want you to get clear. So here's what I came away with. I want to share with you about making your difficult decisions. Is number one, if you're in that place of mental fatigue, you're tired, you're worn out, you're in a pit, you're in a bad place, you must acknowledge that that is not a good place to make a decision from. It's not a good place to make a decision from, okay? You need to get out of that state. You can do just about anything. If you're in a peak inspired state, it's hard to go to the bathroom and brush your teeth if you're in a poor state. So if you're in that state, acknowledge you're in a pit. I'm in a bad state. So you need to get out of that mentally. How are you going to do that? You need to take some time. You need to take some rest. I'm not saying weeks or months. It could be a 20-minute meditation. It could be a good night's sleep, a day or two. You don't want to delay important decisions, but you do want to get into a good state. You want to get into a peak state, whatever that is for you. So get your mind right, or at least right enough to be in position to make this decision. So whenever you get back to a clear mental state, for me, it's typically after a good night's sleep, first thing in the morning. Right about the time I'm having my coffee, taking a few minutes to be still with God, a few deep breaths, deep breathing. Now I'm putting myself in a state to think clearly. Because whenever you are thinking, when you're in this cycle of worry, doubt, fear, that's your left brain talking. That's not the side of you want to listen to in situations like this. You want to access the right brain, aka the heart, right, on what's going on. There's more than 90% of stuff that we don't tap into. This is most powerful. It's over here. It's not over here. So you create that space. Then you need to ask yourself a few questions. Number one, like, who am I? Like, ask yourself, like, be bold, like, who the fuck am I? Right? If you're in a situation that's challenging you, that like standing you down and you're wanting to quit or give up, like, ask who you are. I don't know your situation. Maybe you do need to give up because it's not who you are. That's not the battle you need to fight. But if it's the battle you need to fight, you need to figure it out. Like, who am I? Is this like one of your calling cards? This is one of those things that will define you. Is this the obstacle in front of you that is the way, that is going to help you become that greater version of yourself by going through it? And typically those are some of our greatest opportunities in life, is the obstacle. So you ask yourself, who am I? What am I committed to? Do you have commitments in this situation that you need to honor or that you need to renegotiate? Okay. And then number 3, when you're really getting to get clarity on your decisions, like, why is this so incredibly important to me? Why must I go down this path? And you need to get excited about it. You can't go into battle thinking, oh God, I've got to do this. You're going to get slaughtered. You're going to get slaughtered. So you need to build up that excitement with your choice. So you write these things down. Who am I? What are my commitments? Why is this so important to me to do this way, the option that you're going to take? And what you're going to do is you're going to give yourself a few options in that situation. And it's typically 3. One is the most difficult. It's usually the way you need to go. 2, there's an acceptable path to go that you'd be okay with. It's a little bit easier. And number 3, there's like the quit, give up kind of path. And sometimes you do need to quit and give up. I'm not going to say that you don't. But it boils back to who are you? What are you committed to? Why would that be the best option? But typically it boils down to the most difficult path. But you're not going to know what those clear options are. You got to give yourself clear options, and you can't give yourself those options if you're not clear up here. If you've got the mental fog, you've got the fuzziness, like you've got the decision fatigue, the financial fatigue, the marriage fatigue, the physical fatigue, whatever fatigue you have, you got to get out of that space. Put yourself in the right environment, a rested mind, a peaceful state, clarity, accessing the right side of your brain where 90% of our greatest insights. How many pieces of soap?
I think it's like 6.
It's only 2.
I don't think.
I told him to confirm that.
Yeah, the videos look like 5 or 6 at least.
Yeah.
And I clicked it with Lauren.
Which we probably won't know until we start pulling it up.
Lauren, he told me we need to remove the subflooring first, see how is the foundation and the beams, fix those things. For that, we don't want to make any difference if we use glue down or vinyl. We need to fix first the thing, so they don't went there. They just saw the video and that's it.
Yeah, it probably needs some type of moisture barrier underneath the house. That's the issue.
And he told me maybe it's getting water under and it's a French drain. That's why.
Yeah.
They got the mildew.
Yeah.
But
Probably
we don't
like
want to
that.
know
Probably
until
like 148
we remove
country
the.
oak. Yeah.
Is
Well,
it a pier beam house?
It's pier and beam.
Pier beam? Yeah. So you're gonna go down through the floor. Is it a tight crawl space on there?
I haven't seen the house. I don't know, but we know some subflooring needs to get replaced. So I'm assuming you're just gonna pull it up.
Yeah, pull up from the inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then look down and see what's going on. And it needs some moisture barrier
Yeah.
on the ground.
Oh yeah, underneath the house.
Underneath.
Because if there's holding standing water,
Yeah.
it's just
It's good. Yeah, it's kind of get up into
Yeah.
structure.
And then the subflooring has expanded. That plywood's expanded, so it's pushing the floors up.
Okay. It's buckling.
Yeah.
Was it a floating floor on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That or vinyl it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go through our stuff and give you a shout. Just wanted to kind of meet face to face one time.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yeah,
again
nice
for
meeting
inviting
you.
me.
Yeah.
You got my number?
I got your
I
number.
got your number, but I don't got you locked in yet. I'm gonna lock you in. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we'll be shooting some stuff too.
Okay. Absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you.
take care.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, so my phone heated up for whatever reason, and my video cut off. But I think you get the message. Decisions are difficult, and they're supposed to be. So don't make your decisions from that space. Like when you're in that mental fatigue, get some clarity. Get some clarity, create some space, figure out who you are, what you're committed to, and why it's so incredibly important for you to take the path that you're going to take.